Periscope. Shaking, we will not fear. Song of the day. Our God is mighty word. Hope y'all are doing fantastic today as everybody's rolling in. Hey, Darren, what's up, my man? Me and old Pooh Bear here, just chilling like villains. Callie Ray. Hey. Floating wishes. I like that. How's it going? You made it. You made it in time. You're in. Ha! I gotta get taller. If only it was that easy, you know? Hey, Jen from South Dakota. Hola. That's so funny that you say hola, you know? Like, instead of konnichiwa or something like that. Hey, can't wait till next Friday. I know, I'm excited. Baby's asleep on you. Well, try to be quieter. You're in. Hey, Barb. Lots of classes. Whose classes? We got lots of stuff. Hey, Georgia, Grandview, Texas, Amarillo. Christian from Amarillo. Well, I love it. You victory, you reign. Okay, turn that off. Hey, I just now realized that Pooh makes noise. There's music in there. Dude, not to get off track, but like, no one ever told me there was a music box in this bear. Look at what I learned. That's awesome. So it's as if we pay attention to details, we learn new things. Oh my gosh, we could preach on that, man. We could keep going. Like, I just touched something and he started playing music. He's playing music from the honey bucket. Dude, I know this is epic. Like, it's a big deal for me. I don't know if you guys are as excited as I am, but, you know, W.T. Pooh is my favorite philosopher, and he's a good friend. And so now that I know that he's musical, I love him anymore. Yeah, maybe one of his love languages is quality touch. If you are new to Periscope, and you have no clue who I am, I appreciate you getting on. I'm Dr. Jim Bob Hagerton from Texas. I'm a crazy chiropractor, oily and loving it. Hey, my blueness scares you? It does me too sometimes. I gotta be real. And so our whole thing, my whole scope, my whole vision is in teaching you guys function, physiology, and creation, and the way your body is made. The reason these people are amazing and they can share, if you're new to Periscope, is that they know you can either swipe left or swipe up. You can swipe left or swipe up, and then you can share it, right? And you can hit share, and you can send it all over, and I appreciate you guys doing that so much. Now, if you're looking for other videos, all the videos, the one from yesterday on gout is not loaded yet. I got to be completely transparent. I was so tired yesterday when I got home. Our family has been like sick and like all this stuff happening, and you know, Ellie had stitches and she had her stitches out yesterday, and we got family in town, and we had so many things happening this week. We had people living in our house, like all these things happening, that last night I got home and Harper wasn't feeling good. He was running fever. Hey, Missouri. And I was like, I'm exhausted. And Cindy, being my amazing wife and amazing mom that she is, she goes, you should go to bed when the kids go to bed. And I'm like, what a concept. So I did. So just so you know, the reason I didn't answer some of you guys back and I did not get the gout video loaded up is because last night I was in bed by, watch this, 8:15. And then I didn't wake up till 6. So every now and then, you know, you just gotta like sleep a little bit, and that's what I did. So I'm crazy hyper today because I got a ton of sleep, and I'm like, whoa, like all over the place. And my staff's like, oh my gosh, go back, go. I know it was, and it done. I needed it. I needed to just trash. I was like, man. My staff's like, can you go back and like not sleep because you're driving me crazy? That's what they're saying. But if you haven't seen any of the old videos and you want to go back and look, there's a ton because I talk a lot. I promise that they're worth it. Go to family-wellness.com. You can get to the YouTube link on that. Then if you want to find me on the other social media networks, you can find me on Facebook there. You can follow me on that. On Instagram, Twitter, and then YouTube. Just look me up by name. And then you can avail yourself to the videos and all that kind of stuff. If you want to find the color test, go to jacobadamo.com. Someone write that in for me. Jacobadamo, ADAMO.com. There's a color test on there that's great to kind of know what your personality color is and all that good stuff. It's awesome. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for getting in. Appreciate you guys. All right. So we're going to talk about genetics today because after I said something yesterday and I was talking about, what were we talking about? Oh, with gout and talking about autoimmune. And I was saying like that there's genetic tendencies towards ABC, but does that mean that you're really going to have it? Blah, blah, blah. I realized, I'm like, I have not done a strict, dedicated scope on genetics for you guys to be able to free you from the shackles of genetics forever. You ready? I'm about to break it. You ready? I'm going to go ahead and drop a mic before. I'm going to break the chains of genetics on you guys. And I'm going to break this bondage that you guys have over, oh, it's just what my genes are. That's what I hear all the time. So by a show of hands or a number one, genetics are not complicated. And I'm going to help you with this. Like if you get into each individual code and each individual gene like coded for, are they complicated? Yeah, but you know what? You don't need to know all that stuff. And if you want to get that specific, let me know and I can get you in contact with the people who geek out over that and they love it. Epigenetics is fantastic, but I'm going to show you how it is not complicated. Your genes are not complicated. We make them complicated and we make, working with them complicated. And so we make ourselves stressed out about the genes that we have or don't have and all this stuff. So I'm going to free you from this forever on this scope today. Is that okay? Can I do that for y'all? Periscope, do you mind if I free you from the shackles of genetics forever, right? Okay, are you ready for this? Okay, let's do it, right? Okay, so by a show of hands or a number one in the comment box, either raise your hand or put a 1 in the comment box if you have ever been to a doctor for a thing, for some named thing, and they said, well, it's just genetic, you got to live with it. So by a show of hands or a number 1, you see this? If you have ever been to the doctor and what they said is they were like, well, I'm sorry. Your mom had it. Well, there you go. Oh, sorry, celiac is genetic. Oh, you got Lyme's. Oh, you got lupus. Oh, you're overweight. Oh, you're whatever. Look at all this. Nope, not bad doctors. Bad information. It's not bad doctors. So I do want to change that. It is not bad doctors. It's bad information. Totally different. Oh. You got breast cancer, your mom and your grandma had breast cancer, it's just genetic. You're going to get it. It's the way it is, okay? Oh, sorry, I got it from you, Mom. It's your fault, right? Hey, Jill, I'm adopted too, so I can be like, I don't even know what's going on with my parents. I don't know what happened. There you go. I know. Hey, still, okay? All right, here you go. Here's what we're going to talk about. Because all of you guys that were giving these diagnoses and said, sorry, we can't really help you. We just have to manage it because, how about crooked teeth? Well, if you're ugly, I don't really know what to do. I'm just kidding. That's not it. Don't take that wrong. No, teeth and dental is genetic. It's totally different though, okay? We're going to talk about that. All right, you ready? I'm going to release you of all this stuff. Here's the thing about genetics. And I'm going to show you this. Okay, here's a perfect example. So I'm going to use my dad as an example. I'm going to tell a story about my dad. And about a thing that happened with him. 2 things that happened with him that he was told by doctors early on when they were newly married and all this stuff, okay? And they were newly married. And the way that his body adapted to this. You ready? One time, my dad went into the doctor and he was told by the doctor that because of his genetics, because of his lineage, and because of an injury that he had, that he would for sure, this is what the doctor said, okay? So let's get one thing straight right now. And I'm including myself. Doctors don't know everything. Let's be real. Me included. Doctors don't know everything. They don't know the future. Like they can't tell the future on you. All this stuff. So let's all agree that doctors, including me, are people. I know. It's shocking. You guys thought I knew everything. I know you did. You were like, what? Hey, Chris, I just thought Jim, I'm doing all. I'm sorry if I just blew your perception of me, but doctors don't know everything just because we have a "der" in front of our name or because we have alphabet soup. Okay, I may know more, Misty, about the kidneys. That is true. I may be able to tell you exactly about the adrenal glands, but I don't know everything about you and what's going to happen with you just because of a test or anything else. Okay? So here's what happened. He went to the doctor and the doctor said, well, because of your genetics and because of your thing and because of this one injury, you will have, this is the vocabulary he used, which is why when I'm in the office, I am very, very intentional and specific and very careful about what I say to people. Okay? I'm not flippant. I don't throw stuff out there. Well, that's the way it is. None of that, because your words have power. Your words have epic power. When you have a leadership role, whether you're a doctor or you lead a team with Young Living or you're a parent, or you are a person who has anyone on earth look up to you, your words have epic power, so choose them well. Okay? If I could tell you anything, choose your words carefully all the time, because it is not this random thing, and the things that you say either bring life or death. That's what it says in Scripture. The power of life and death are in the tongue. Okay? Because you're either speaking life into someone or you're speaking death by what you tell them, and you may create things in them that you didn't even know you were creating, for the good or for the not. You ready? So he told my dad, this is 20, 30 years ago, that he goes, by 50 years old, this is what this doctor said, by the age of 50 years old, you, points a finger, you will have a knee replacement in that knee. You will have a knee replacement. Okay? So 10 years goes by. I'm going to tell you another story, man. 15 years goes by. 20 years goes by. You know, my dad's getting in his 40s now. And all of a sudden his knee starts hurting. And I'm in high school. And he starts going, he's not even negative. He thinks he's being realistic. But it's not. He said, you will have a knee replacement, shake the finger, by 50 years old. Okay? Yes, Nicole, this is what, when the doctor says, you will not live past 2020, you will not, you know what? He's a guy like me. And he's not Jesus. Like, he doesn't control all that, so he does not know. So don't put that jersey on. Don't go off of that. My parents grew up in a generation that, like, what the doctor said went. So by the time, that's right. By the time he was in his 40s, his knees started hurting more. We worked on a ranch. We farmed and ranched. And he started going, well, he would literally say, the doctor said, but by the time I'm 50, I'm going to have a replacement. So I guess this is normal. So he kept on. And then by the time he hit 50, he made it to 52. And at 52-ish years old, I think, 51, 52, he had a knee replacement. Hey, Ohio, he had a knee replacement. And you know what he said? I go, well, the doctor told you were going to do it. And so you literally hit it almost on the money. And you know what my dad said? Because back then, my dad didn't really understand how this worked as much on, like, your thoughts and how you speak things into being. Now, my parents are amazing on this, like, a lot more than when I was growing up. You know what he said? He goes, well, it wasn't at 50. Like, he was excited and he was glad that he had beat what the doctor said, and he had made it to 52 when he had his knee replacement and not 50. Powerful. You know what the other thing he said? One of the doctors told him when he was younger, and this is one of the things that I know, I hope my dad watches this, because this is one thing I'm going to say on here. And so I hope my dad sees this. I hope my mom picks this up on Facebook and my dad sees this. You ready? One of my dad's biggest fears is that he'll die of a heart condition. One of my dad's biggest fears is heart issues, because his dad, my pawpaw, had 3 or 4 heart attacks. The first one he had before he was even 30 years old. And so my granddad had 3 or 4 heart attacks over the course of time. It wasn't the thing that got him at the end. The thing that got him at the end was cancer. But the thing that the whole time my dad has been like growing as an adult, and as I've grown into adult, the thing that scares him and my mom the worst, and if Cindy's on here, she'll go amen to that, is heart issues, because they said that because my granddad had heart problems, my dad would have the same thing. So they live in fear all the time, and they do all these things to not have that. Here's what I want you to hear. So many of you guys and girls, you people on this scope right here, I'm talking to you, are not doing things and are doing things out of fear, either doing or not doing things out of fear of genetics, out of fear of what your parents dealt with, out of fear of what your parents died from, what your parents suffer from now, what your parents are going through now. Whether it's emotional, whether it's neurological, whether it's a mental disorder, whether it's physical, whether it's heart, whether it's cancer, whatever it is, weight, whether it's relationships, you guys are not doing things because of fear of the genes. Am I right or am I right? Okay. Yeah, Jill, but because we're adopted, the thing that we fight is rejection and abandonment. Because we're adopted. So, we've talked about this, me and you. Okay. So here's what I'm about to release you from. Okay? You ready? I'm going to get my mic ready. It's not about the genes. What? I'm going to say it again. It's not about the genes. Boom. And I'm going to explain why. It's not about the genes. Now, the genetic code, if you look at, there's a guy that's done a ton of research. I'll put his research online. You go to innatechoice.com. He actually created the fish oil and stuff that we use. His whole thing is on epigenetics. Like, he studies epigenetics. And if you look at research and you pull up like our Paleolithic ancestors, the people that we all have come from, the genetic code has barely changed at all in thousands of years. The literal genetic code has hardly changed at all in thousands of years. What has changed in thousands of years from when, we were digging around in sticks and eating, animals that we killed out of the ocean, the thing that has changed over all these years is the environment, is where we live and how we react to it and what we put ourselves in. The genetic code has hardly changed at all in thousands of years, okay? Now, I'm going to explain genetic stuff to you. I'm going to explain like the two different types of genes, okay? And I'm going to explain what comes up. And I'm going to explain the difference in you actually going, well, it's genetic, and you actually having something, okay? Now, the first thing we need to talk about, so let's talk about that for a second. What you guys brought up, what can change genetics? Well, there's some diseases that you can get. Like Lyme's disease has links into the genes. Like, it can start to change genetic coding and the connections, right? Because all of your genetics, like the little double helix that you guys have seen, it's little links in a chain of different things, guanine, cytosine, all these things, uracil. It's these little genetic links all the way up, and you can turn these things on and off depending on what's done to the body. You hear this? I'm going to drop this again. Boom. You can turn them on and off depending on what you choose to do or how you choose to think in your life every day. Huge. It's not about the genes. It's how you present the genes. You ready for this? There's two different parts of genetics. I'm going to make this very simple because one of you guys was like, oh my gosh, like genetics is so confusing. It's not confusing. Okay, let me make it really, 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 really simple. There's only two things about genetics that are really important. Okay, ready? Genotype and phenotype. Genotype and phenotype. You ready? Genotype versus phenotype. Okay, now let's talk about the two of these. You are not doomed. That's why I put on the thing. Genetics, is it a curse or do you get a choice, right? Let's talk about the two different things, okay? And then I'm going to talk about like why you have choice in this. And sure, like, are essential oils great to help your body? Yeah, they help to adapt, but let's talk about genetics first, okay? Here we go. So here's the difference in genotype and phenotype. Listen to this. This is going to be a shorter scope. Like, there's not as much to go over, but this is epic. This is a nuclear bomb for some of you to break open your brain about what you're dealing with, right? Okay, Felix, you ready for this? Like, this is a nuclear bomb to like break open this old like mindset of the fact that you've been told all this time that it has to do with your genes. Well, you had the genes for brown hair just like you got the genes for an autoimmune condition. So sorry, Charlie, you're going to have it, right? When you get the genes for, having diabetes, well, now you're going to have it. That's just the way it is. Sorry, Charlie. That's not true. That is not true, and that is a lie that's been disproven, but that's still being told and still being talked to because it hasn't gone down through, it hasn't gone into educating you guys through every single doctor. You ready? All right, so let's talk about genotype versus phenotype. It's super simple. Your genotype are the genes you have. It was so good to see y'all too, Naomi. Genotype, identity, that's right. Genotype are the genes you have, okay? The genes you have in your body that you're born with. Genotype are the genes you have. You ready? Phenotype is the genes you express. The genes you express. So genotype, the genes you have. Phenotype are the genes you express. You seen it, Indy? Okay, Indy Oils. All right, here's how genetics work, okay? Genes are a clue, right? Now, skinny jeans are never normal. That is a genetic abnormality, Darren. And you can tell Andy Jenkins I said that. There's never a time genetically when skinny jeans are normal. I'm just saying. Especially not for your and my body type, right? That's right. Okay, here we go. You ready? Genes are a clue to things you need to work on more in your body. It is not a death sentence of what you're going to experience. Genes, here we go. Genes are a clue as to things in the body that may need more help, but it is not a guarantee of what you will experience. And I'll prove it to you in a couple different examples. You ready? Let's take alcoholism. Okay? They have narrowed down and they think they have found the gene for alcoholism. They even have a vaccine for alcoholism. Don't even get me started. Okay? Here we go. Let's say that your granddad, your dad, your uncle, like all this stuff. Let's say that all of your lineage, you have like 8 alcoholics in your history. Okay? Let's say you have alcoholics in your history. So let's say that genetically you have the genetic tendency. You have the genotype for alcoholism. You have the genotype for alcoholism. Okay? The only way to express that gene, the only way to turn the gene on, phenotypes are the genes that you turn on. The only way to turn that gene on is by drinking too much alcohol. So, if you have a history, exactly, so don't go there. If your family has a history of alcoholism, my family that part of I know of has histories of alcoholism and of like addictive personality stuff. So I don't drink it because why even turn the gene on? Why even figure it out? I could stop right there and you guys are going to go, holy cow, dog. What in the heck? I'm going to drop a mic. I'm going to toss it up. I'm going to flip it over. And then I'm going to like stick it in my shirt. Okay? That's that. Like just because you have a genetic tendency, if you don't turn the gene on, you will not express it. Okay, you ready? Let's take diabetes. Oh man, now I'm really going to stomp on some toes. Okay? Let's take diabetes. Now, and I'm going to talk about diabetes type 1 versus type 2, okay? Diabetes type 1, a genetic condition affecting the pancreas, okay? That gene, here's the thing, that gene, does it genetically make that pancreas have problems? Absolutely. If you eat junk and do all these things and don't take care of yourself, will you have more of a problem with the pancreas because it's weaker? Yes. If you don't eat junk and you really take care of your body and you do all these things and you do everything for it, can you still tend towards having blood sugar issues? Yeah. Will it be better? Absolutely. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're going to have this like massive thing and all the problems. Now, type 2. That's a great question. Type 2. Type 2 diabetes, 100% related to stress and diet. Okay? 100% related to stress and diet. Okay? If you have a tendency, your family history has a tendency towards having issues with blood sugar, but you don't eat junk, you'll never know. And you work out consistently, like you move a lot, you'll never know. Now, some of you guys have genetic codes that are really clean, like genetic-wise, you don't have like tendencies towards stuff. You don't have weakness towards things. These are the people that can eat junkier stuff. They don't have to work out as much. And then they typically are pretty fine. Like they're pretty healthy. Like they stay pretty stable. You know what I'm saying? Like they're okay because genetically they don't have areas in their body that need more support. You may, I may. And if we have genetic tendencies, that is okay. God is bigger than that, and grace can redeem that. And there are tons of research showing that you can turn a gene off just like you can turn it on. Now, if that gene gets turned on and it creates a bunch of physical changes because of the genetics making your body do a thing, will you have to deal with the physical repercussions of that gene? Absolutely. Can you turn the gene off though? Absolutely. What? Bam, drop it again. You can turn the genes off. Caroline Leaf, PhD, research neuroscientist, she's PhD, has done tons of research on this and has looked at genetics and looked at neurology. She has tons of research showing, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? We're going to answer this question right here. She's answered this question, that can you turn genes off? She shows in her research that you can turn genes off with your thoughts. Woo-hoo-hoo! That'll preach. We could go on and on about that forever. I could just sit there and talk about that. That everything starts with a thought, which moves into a choice, which moves into a habit, which moves into a physical reality in the body, because it starts right here between your ears. Her name is Caroline Leaf, L-E-A-F. Look it up. Look up Who Switched Off My Brain and Turn On My Brain. Caroline Leaf, L-E-A-F, Leaf. Thoughts become real estate in your nervous system, become changes to neurology, which affects organs, which affect choices, which affect things in the body, and will change the way your body works, starting with a thought. All of this starts with a thought. All of it starts with a thought and ends with something happening with us, okay? All of it. She has studied and shows that you can change genetics with your dang brain, with your mind, okay? So the stinking thinking thing is an issue, right? I think my thoughts affect my liver. No, you don't. You know your thoughts affect your liver. Your thoughts affect your lungs. Your thoughts affect your stomach. Your thoughts affect your joints. Your thoughts affect your thyroid. Your thoughts affect your adrenal glands, okay? Now, diet and movement, all these things all play into it, because here it is. Here, genetics is 100% about, on whether or not you present with it. Genetics is 100%, you ready, about choice. Now, you didn't get to choose whether or not you were tall or short. You didn't get to choose, I mean, you can choose your hair color, so that's not really a good example. You didn't get to choose whether or not you are a ectomorph or an endomorph as far as body typing. You didn't get to choose, you know what I'm saying, whether you had long fingers or short fingers. You didn't get to choose those things. Now, do you get to choose how you use them? What? Yes. Does it mean, like, when I play guitar, when I play acoustic guitar, is it a little bit harder for me to do a bar chord because my fingers are shorter? Absolutely. Does that mean that I'm not good at guitar? No, it means that I can still play guitar. I still play acoustic guitar. Does it mean I have to really stretch and I have to adapt to it differently? Come on now, are you hearing this? Do I have to adapt to it differently? Absolutely. I have to adapt. But I can still do anything someone with long fingers can do, okay? Joyce Meyer has one. Beth Moore has another one called Breaking Free on emotional stuff that's really great, okay? So genetics is 100% about choice. Choosing to drink the water more often than the Coke. And for the love, hopefully not the Diet Coke or the Diet drink. Please don't drink those, okay? So just the same way that you can turn genes off with your thought life, like thinking, with your diet, like eating the right things, can turn genes off. If just the same way you can turn genes off, Vladimir Putin tried to talk to me. I had to block him. Okay? You never know with Vladimir. You know, he's like evil and bad guy. Just the same way you can turn genes off, you can turn good genes back on. Yeah, Carrie, part of getting well and part of getting your body back to normal is in changing your thoughts and in praying through it and really choosing to find joy in the middle of whatever valley you're walking through, whether it's health, whether it's relationship or anything else, because the joy and the choice of that and the choice to choose good thoughts and thoughts that give you life help your body increase health, decrease stress, increase circulation, increase digestion, and keep your probiotics alive, because you're helping your brain function out of life and not out of death. Whoa! Like thinking positively. It's not like this Pollyanna thing, like, oh, it doesn't mean that everything is positive. And I'm not saying to like be like non-realistic. Like, you guys know me. I'm crazy transparent. Like, there's things that suck. Like, there's things in life that are hard. There's things in life that stink. You think it's great losing a kid? No, there's no part of that that's great. But choosing to find joy in the middle of walking through loss allows your body to heal and allows your brain and your nervous system and your spine and your lungs and your heart, it allows them to stay in a healthy state rather than getting into a sick state. Now, why is it great and why is it important in the choice of this? Okay, I'm going to write something down for you guys that I want you to go look up. Oh man, you guys are going to look this up and go, oh my gosh. Okay? Hang with me. I didn't know if I'd have time to go over this, so I didn't write it in yet. All right. Here's something I want you to go look up because it goes along with what I did on the scope the other night about why essential oils. It does take courage when you share. That's why when Joshua was taking the Israelites into the promised land, when the Lord was taking them across the Jordan, you remember what he told them? He didn't say, go and be happy. He didn't say, rock it, Big Daddy. That's not what the Lord said. 3 different times in Joshua chapter 1, he says, be strong and very courageous. Because courage is different than fearlessness. Someone commented and they said that I was fearless the other day. That is totally not true. Like, I was like, that is not accurate. I need to correct that. I'm going to do a scope on courage versus fearlessness. Fearlessness is not, that's not healthy. It's not wisdom. I'm fearful. I've got fears that I have to go around. I mean, everyone does. That's normal. Like, fearlessness is not wisdom all the time. Courage is you choosing to walk across of it in spite of the fears. Courage is I'm going to walk across that river in spite of the fact that there's Jericho on the other side and there's freaking giants over there, man. That's courage. He didn't say, be strong and fearless. That's not what he said. He said, be strong and very courageous. And that's what all of us have to do. When you have genetics looking in your face and you have this genetic chart that says, ooh, you have MTHFR. Ooh, you have homozygous MTHFR. Ooh, you have the genetic link for this estrogen dominant cancer. Ooh, you have the genetics for obesity. Ooh, you have the genetics for dwarfism. Ooh, you have the genetics for brain stuff. Who cares? Ooh, you have the genetics for Alzheimer's. Any of that stuff is the Jordan River that you've got to get across. It takes courage to walk anyway and choose to do the things you need to do to help your body function so that you don't turn those genes on. Like, don't turn them on. Here's what I want you guys to look up. I did a scope the other night on why essential oils. If you want to find that one, look up. If you want to find that one, go to our office Facebook page. Go to this, click on Facebook. One of you guys said you couldn't find my Periscopes on there. It's on the video blog. Part of them are on YouTube because my web guys can't keep up with me. So go to YouTube. Click on the YouTube link. They're all on there. Part of the thing with essential oils, the reason that essential oils are so epic, there's a lot of them. I'm going to pick one out for you guys here, okay? And there's a reason why in Psalms 51, David asked for them to bring him hyssop oil. Come on now, you got to go look at that. Woo! Go look at what it is. Here's the thing. There's 2 things about essential oils and genetics that you need to go look up because these things literally are going to rock your world. There's two things, sesquiterpenes and monoterpenes. Sesquiterpenes and monoterpenes. Do I recommend having the 23andMe? Absolutely. If you're not going to obsess over it and stress about it. Sesquiterpenes and monoterpenes. Okay. Now, why is that important? Well, go look it up. One of these guys, I want you to look it up. I mean, this is not even because of a compliance issue. I want you to do the work for this. Go look it up. One of them can help to repair damaged DNA. One of them can rebuild it. Just like that. In the words of Ellie, just like that. Just like that. Okay? Look it up. Look it up. I hope you're encouraged. That's my thing. I want you guys to be encouraged and I want you to be inspired to make changes and to know and choose the fact that you're created for amazingness. You're created for awesomeness. like every day. It's just that we choose not to do that, and we choose to not walk in it, okay? Because with great giftings comes great responsibility, right? With great leadership comes great responsibility. With like all this stuff, like with great knowledge comes great responsibility to help people to do it, okay? Here, sesquiterpenes and monoterpenes. Look it up. Look it up. Drop a mic on yourself. Okay. Yes, Indy oils. This is why, if you are going to be the person, here's my last thing, and then I'm going to log off so you guys can go study. My last thing. If you are the person that wants to have the information, you need the info. That's great. You're a green personality. You want to see the numbers. You want to see which genes, because it allows you to not stress because you have something to start working towards. By all means, go get the genetic testing. Go to 23andMe. Go look it up if you need it. If you need the information to keep from stressing, look at the information. Okay, 23andMe is a genetic testing service on saliva. Exactly. If you are not a green, and if information and colors and all this letters and stuff, if that stresses you out to high heaven, if that stresses you out so much you can't even stand it, then don't. Like, don't, unless there's some reason why you can't get over certain physical issues and health issues in your life and you want to see there's something different, okay? Then don't. But check it out, okay? Check it out. All right. You guys are fantastic. I'm going to let you go so you can go study, so I can eat lunch, get ready for the afternoon, and find freedom. Right there, Indy. That's my word for 2016. It's my word for y'all. Freedom. Freedom from the shackles of you thinking that genetics is going to cause everything that your parents had. It is not. If you eat the way they ate and you think the way they thought, you're going to get what they got. If you do what they did, you'll get what they had. If you don't, chances are you won't. Okay, you guys go check it out. You guys go look. I'm proud of you. Keep working. Share the scope, okay? I'll do a scope on MTHFR soon, but I got to do some other ones first, and we'll do it. Scope on identity. Oh, I can totally do that. What? That would be huge. I'm in Kansas City the second week in April, third week in April. Yeah, April 14th. I'll be there. All right, you guys are awesome. Go be intentional. Go be intentional with people today, and choose your words carefully. And remember, health is simple, but it is not easy. Bye.